Hi, this is Brian O'Connor at Paradiso Insurance. Now, we all know insurance is very important to all TSPs and ISPs, but the assets, your trucks, your vehicles, your tractors, your P&D vehicles, it's all very important to running your business and your bottom line. So one of our fantastic Turbo members introduced us to Jason Brinkley, managing partner of EquipLinc Auctions. And it is very much worth it for you to listen to Jason as he may greatly improve your business. Jason, can you please introduce yourself and tell us why TSPs and ISPs should reach out to you to either buy or sell their vehicles?
Ryan, thank you for the introduction. We certainly appreciate the time and the honor to present information from your fantastic members. EquipLinc Auction Group is a full-service auctioning platform provider within the heavy truck and equipment space industry. We do everything 100% virtual in a live virtual setting, meaning we have a live auctioneer that presents the assets, accepts the bids, and sells assets at any one of our 48 yards nationally. We sell to international customers. Approximately 40% of our assets are remarketed and sold outside the continental United States. We conduct 3 sales per month. We break that down into 2 running assets auctions per month, which means the assets start, run, and drive. We announce as such with videos of the assets running if applicable. Inside of those running and rolling stock units on twice a month, we have trailers, yellow iron, box trucks, cargo vans, step vans, any type of miscellaneous yellow iron, as well as Class 8 trucks. That's our twice a month sales on the first Tuesday of the month and the third Tuesday of the month. Our third auction is a mechanically challenged and operable sale, which is on the first Monday of the month. We've separated that business due to rapid growth and expansion over the last 12 to 14 months. We've identified a new avenue how we can remarket assets and increase returns for our sellers across the board by introducing just a specific in-op or mechanically challenged asset. We announce what is wrong with the unit, whether it be a bad turbo, a bad transmission, blown motor, def EGR, whatever it might be, and it's given the buyers more peace of mind, which means they'll maximize their bid and return higher returns for the seller. So those are very important components to our business. That being said, wrapped up, we offer about 600 to 800 pieces per month in between our 2 to 3 sales that we offer per month. We'll actually offer 3 sales per month. We will sell approximately 4,500 units in the calendar year of 2024. With that being said, we're going to penetrate countries outside the United States, 39 of which we've sold assets to up to this point in time. We're always trying to achieve more every day. So there's a couple components that make sense from your standpoint as a Turbo Group member out there. Your asset never leaves your property. In the event you have a secured yard, we actually come to your property, physically inspect the unit. That inspection is the key fundamental foundation for us to remarket the asset. And remarketing is not just selling. Remarketing is a high-level campaign we take very seriously. We've got 26 team members on our side with EquipLinc. We've got 4 remarketing special agents who actually go through the units, and those specialists go through images and videos and specs, wheelbase, GVWR, all the way down to the granular looks at the vehicle to make sure the buyers have a really good understanding. Is it all disc brakes? Is the tread is 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it might be, virgin tires. We're putting that information out for public consumption. So the bidding, of course, achieves higher returns for the seller. Those inspections are key foundational components to the value of the asset. So we're coming to your site, reducing your transportation expense, which is tremendous. At anywhere nationwide is between $4 and $12 per mile to move a unit. And when I say move it, 95% of our assets are getting towed just for insurance reasons. We want to ensure nothing goes wrong with the unit while we're towing it. If we had to move it, if we don't have to move it, we're coming to your site, inspecting it there. Our fees are very competitive. You don't have to move that unit, thus reducing that expense on your behalf from the transportation. That asset sits there during the sale duration. Our sale duration lasts, again, those 3 sales per month, anywhere from between 3 and 6 hours per sale day, respectively, depending on the quantity of the assets running in the sale. And at that point in time, once it's sold and we've been funded, we're going to retrieve the title from the seller. Once it's in our office, we're funding the seller via ACH within 24 hours of receipt of the title. So cradle to grave, it's a very convenient, easy, painless process from the auctioning side. And I want to stress the value of the remarketing. It's not just selling your assets. We don't look at it as a one-time sell. We look at it as a remarketing partnership where we're going to build the trust and the foundation both with you, the seller, and with the buyer. And likewise, you may be a buyer in the future. We want to build that same foundation from that standpoint. We've had the luxury over the last approximately 12 months. We've actually sourced some units for one of the Turbo Group members, sourcing assets when they need to refleet, when they need to find inventory. We run across packages all the time. We buy and sell packages every day if given the opportunity and it meets our requirements and we can advance the numbers on our behalf to make a profit. But with that being said, we found assets, I think 5 last year for one of your Turbo Group members out there that he gave us the exact specs on the FedEx spec trucks that needed everything from mitigation to virgin tires, disc brakes, whatever it might be across the board. We found those units just because our network is a little, probably, I'm trying to be humble here, probably a little greater than yours. We look at nationwide inventories. We have constant email threads. We have fleeting companies call us every day with, hey, do you like these units? Do you have any desire in them? So if they meet your specifications, we're going to relay that information to the group member, the Turbo Group member, and say we've got 1, 2, 20, 50, 100 units that fit your criteria. If you have interest in them, we're going to pursue those intently and make sure we inspect them. Our inspections are going to validate the authenticity behind them, the value on them, behind the price that we're going to present it to you, making sure the tires meet certain specs and the engine and the warranty if applicable across the board. So when we get that inventory piece to you, you can make a quick, easy decision based on value market conditions. Assuming that you say, yes, I'm interested in it, I'm going to move forward on it. We fund that transaction to that seller, and then we in turn invoice you from a buyer's perspective. We guarantee the title. We have a full title department, transportation, inspection, recon, remarketing platform that we use across the board. But we're guaranteeing you the title transferable that's free and clear of all encumbrances, as well as an asset that you can put to work immediately, depending on if you need to put your logos on it, your business nomenclature, and that kind of thing. So the sourcing is a huge critical component on it. Just to give you an idea, in the last 12 months, the sourcing has changed dynamically. Prior to COVID's, I'll say, non-official termination in the marketplace, it was hard to locate and identify packages of assets. Given the last 12 to 14 months, it has eased up tremendously. We're seeing hundreds upon hundreds, if not thousands of units getting passed around daily in the wholesale market chain. Out of that, it's a very small niche market that your group members require based on certain mileage, year, warranty availability. So it's a smaller group, but those are still out there. We identify those partners out there to make sense to you, to make sure you get the refleeting capabilities when sourcing is needed on our behalf or your behalf, and that we can source to you. So that's a very large component of our business. Please don't remiss on that opportunity as well. And lastly, I want to talk about the global entity, not that we are, but what we try to achieve on a daily basis of remarketing your assets. Again, I will stress that enough. I can't stress enough. We remarket the asset. We're taking that fundamental inspection. We're making it very presentable, very standardized, very professional. And we're pushing it out through social media contents, our website, and about 10 other websites we use to make sure we're pushing it out to outside the continental borders of the United States, as well as inside the continental borders. Those are very large components from the marketing standpoint. By that, I mean, we want to make sure we touch every buyer we can. Geographically speaking, it makes huge differences in what we do and how we do it, when we do it, of pushing content information out there to Central or South America, Nigeria or Asia or Canada or England, whomever it might be. There's some unique anomalies out there that we specifically pay attention to. Myself, I'm an analytically oriented, driven person on our daily business. We sell commodities for the most part, which are your assets. Those assets are tradable in everyday values. They go up and down just like a regular stock market exchange. So we know that, for instance, there's some assets. We've got 48 yards nationally. We could put inventory within 100 miles of the border from Brownsville, Texas to Tijuana, Mexico. and that unit will bring 25 to 35% more based on the geographical location, just because the South and Central America buyers will only have to move that unit a very few miles getting across the border versus buying that unit, let's say in, I think Brian is located in Cleveland, Ohio. So that unit has a 2,500 mile increase in expense. It's $4 a mile or 5 or 6 or whatever it is. If we move that asset down there in San Benito, Texas, or Laredo, Texas, or Nogales, Arizona, that buyer will pay another 35% for that unit. So we try to guide that asset, making sure that we maximize your return on that. Like I said earlier, we have broken down our countries. We've sold to 39 countries in the international market over the last 12 months. We're obviously increasing that on a daily basis. We've got a social media director that pushes content out there across the board. And some other unique anomalies just based on the economics or the analytics on it. The last 12, less than 12 weeks, let's say 8 to 10 weeks, two major changes have happened in Mexico. One is they've figured out a way to, the buyers I'm speaking of, figured out a way to buy PACCAR OEM products. Prior to this, they would not buy a PACCAR product. They have since identified a solution to work on it mechanically and to gain parts in Mexico. We've seen their values increase 25% in the last 8 to 10 weeks. That's a huge change for our business because there's a lot more PACCAR product than there are Cummins or other type of products out there. Second thing about it, we've seen a unique change in the South and Central America person buying those assets or bidding on them is the vocational equipment, the box truck, cargo, reefer box trucks. They have upticked tremendously, upwards of 55%. We've seen an increase in their penetration. So those values, even though we've seen a decrease in the continental United States, we've seen a huge increase in the outside the borders, specifically south of our borders. That's our job, is to identify those solutions for you, identify the right channels to remarket to, and make sure we get those returns. So back in the auction side, what we do is we take your asset, and then all three platforms we utilize, which are three different bidding platforms, we use simultaneously to remarket those assets to bring those analytics up. We have our own website we use, which we have a fully integrated system on that side, and then two external partners that retrieve, and we retrieve bidders on them. We, of course, promote, advertise, and market to those social media channels to make sure they have their buyers educated of your assets and getting that information out for happy bidding and happy returns on your side. So in sum, we've got a really high level three platform look from my level through my lens. I'd hope that you see some of those same similarities, how we can benefit your company. We can reduce expenses, have a higher return on your asset, and realize we're sensitive to what your asset's value is and what you owe for it. So we're always trying to achieve that maximum bid for the next dollar amount. So hope this message finds you well. Hope the information was perceived in the right context, and Brian can pass along my information. If anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to expand upon that further. But thank you so much from EquipLinc Auction Group. We appreciate you.